by Green. Throws it back up top. James puts up the three. Oh, it's good! LeBron James from downtown.
Hello, welcome back to episode of 3 Guys on Mic. As always, my name is Jeremiah here, joined by my two co-hosts,
William.
Little man.
and a lot has happened since we last recorded in both the NBA and the NFL. Today's episode is going to focus on the NFL. A lot of acquisitions happened, a lot of trades, guys coming out of retirement, guys signed with new teams, right?
Yeah.
A lot of veterans on the move, right? I'll start off here. We're going to go 5-1. Honorable mention before we start, guys. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, guys. So now getting into it, honorable mentions before we start are going to be
Allen Robinson
to the Rams and Matt Ryan to the Colts, right? Didn't quite make the cut for us for our top 5, big free agency signings / trades. But however, they still deserve to be mentioned, okay?
Yeah.
Starting off at 5, I have the Chiefs here. The Chiefs they have this guy on offense, as we all know, Patrick Mahomes, right? Just a phenomenal, once in a lifetime, generational talent, right? And they struggled to protect him. And they've drafted offensive linemen. They've re-signed, Orlando Brown Jr. You know what I mean? And they go out and they sign a 1-year deal. We call it a 1-year prove-it deal in the league, right? Yeah. Juju Smith-Schuster, right? TikTok boy himself, right? What this means to this offense, I could not tell you because I didn't agree with this signing. I truly didn't. Mecole Hardman is a phenomenal player, and they even have Pringle as an even deeper receiver option. I did not believe that the Chiefs needed to sign Juju Smith-Schuster. I believe it was more of him getting out of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is a dumpster fire right now, as we all know. Pittsburgh is a dumpster fire, right? However, it's a great signing because it only adds more firepower to a dominant Chiefs team. Mm-hmm. This Chiefs team is on fire, and they're hungry. They want to get back to a Super Bowl. And I believe now it's just one more weapon. And let's not forget, they would have been in the Super Bowl if it wasn't for that one drive in overtime, right? Mm-hmm. Like, people forget that, how quickly things could have turned, and they could have been in the Super Bowl playing the Rams.
Yeah.
Number 4.
Well, actually, you also forgot to mention Justin Reed. They also got him.
Justin
I think it was a big upgrade because, as you know, they had Tyrann Mathieu. Guy who's been there for the past 2-3 years. And I think that you got the better option at that position.
He's younger as well.
He's younger, very younger, and it kind of ran them the same cost as getting a younger player who's even better. And as we know, Tyrann Mathieu didn't exactly have the best year last year. What about you? What do you think about the Chiefs?
I liked it. I like Juju Smith. I thought he was going to sign for a lot longer, if I'm being honest.
I think it's a prove-it deal.
Like we talked about that I believe it was like 3-4 videos ago. I always said what were the things the Chiefs needed in the offseason to get better. There's another receiver, that was a big one, and another DB, which unfortunately they lost, Javarius Ward, to the Niners. But I feel like Justin Reed, he's a lot flexible. I still think he can get a low-key name at DB still to help him out there, but I like the signing, honestly.
Okay. Yeah. Of Smith-Schuster or Reed?
Of Smith-Schuster.
Okay.
And both of them.
Yeah, I say both of them.
Okay. I like Reed more. More than Schuster, obviously. Alright, here, moving on to number 4. Number 4, we fell. I'll let you tell them.
Okay. At number 4, I'm taking the defending AFC champions. Just a quarter short of being Super Bowl champions. If that guy with the cool nickname, didn't underperform in the first quarter. But I'm going with the Cincinnati Bengals. I think that they addressed pretty much their biggest glaring need, and it's only been 2-3 weeks into free agency. They got Alex Kappa for 4 years, and they also just recently, I think as of yesterday, got Collins from the Cowboys, who, as we know, when he is on the field and when he is healthy, he's a powerhouse. He's a guy who will defend your quarterback. As you saw against Washington, that game when Dak Prescott got hit out of bounds late, he was the first one there to defend Dak Prescott. I think that's the guy that the Bengals desperately need. As you know, Joe Burrow, he's had injury history. He's going to protect him in between the lines and also outside of it. I think that's the biggest thing for this team. As you know, it was showing the Super Bowl. Maybe the biggest and the only reason why they lost that Super Bowl. So to me, that's just... Yeah. And also free agency isn't really over yet, and there's not really many holes in this team. What about you guys? What do you guys think about the Bengals?
Definitely revamped their offensive line. As we all know, the last play of the Super Bowl was in fact a sack by Aaron Donald, right? So they also signed Ted Karras, who spent time with the Patriots and the Miami Dolphins, player I'm very familiar with. A very solidified offensive lineman, a veteran in this league. Great signings. All those are great signings.
They also re-signed Eli Apple. Forgot about that.
Yeah. So definitely great signs of the offensive line. You have the guy. You know what I mean? You have the guy right there in front of you, and you'd be damned to not protect him. And I believe that they realize that, and that's something they've gone out and done.
Yeah, all these signings are great, right? 3 offensive linemen. Are they going to go back-to-back? I mean, you never know. The AFC is really tough now.
Sure.
All these 3 linemen, as we all know, are vets, right? They can be Pro Bowlers any given Sunday.
Yeah.
But I feel like one low-key signing that they got in this offseason had to be Hayden Hurst, the tight end. They lost CJ Who's Your Daddy, as Jeremiah likes to call him. And don't get me wrong, he was all Mr. Reliable, right? Whenever you needed a third down conversion, he was there. But I just felt like if they had a speedy tight end, game changer. And that's what they got in Hayden Hurst.
Yeah. And another thing with these signings with the offensive line, it makes that draft pick from last year look even better. You get Jamar Chase, who's a franchise player, one of the best players, or one of the best rookie seasons, if not the best rookie season of all time at the position. And it just makes it look way better that you got a guy there instead of taking a tackle or a guard in the draft as everyone was yelling for. So I'll move on. Number 3. Aaron, you got number 3 covered.
This number 3 is a bit of a surprise here on our rankings. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yes.
Yeah.
But hear us out. Start us off.
Hear this man out.
Yeah, hear me out, right? Considering all the stuff that's going on with Urban Meyer, that toxicity that happened in that front office.
Not knowing who Aaron Donald was.
Not knowing who Aaron Donald was or Jamal Adams.
Yeah.
Blitz boy. Not much to say here. I mean, yes, they improved in my opinion. I think they have. But this is more, I have to be honest, this is more on their side of the power rankings. Because if you ask me, they'd be on the top 5 worst, if I'm being honest.
Top 5 worst?
Top 5 worst. I'm sorry. Give me $21 million a year to Christian Kirk. A dude who's never had more than 800 receiving yards in a season, right? Yes, you get a Luakon from the Falcons. Love that pickup. Top 5 in tackles. Yes, you get Brandon Scherf, Michael Parsons' son. I love him too. All-pro guard. Right? You get Darius Williams, who's 29 years old.
Just had
So you're just naming.
Yeah, you're naming good pickups.
You're just supporting us. Our great.
It's
great
just
rankings.
it's gonna get worse before it gets better.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
No.
And you re-sign Laquan Treadwell and you want to trade away LaVisca Chenault. How about you start throwing him the damn ball? Maybe that's why you don't want to trade him, huh?
Listen. I think it's not only this offseason, but also what they did last offseason. As we know, Travis Etienne, who got injured in the preseason. Travis 18. He's going to be coming back this season. As we know, got injured, missed the entire year, his entire rookie year. I think also they got Shaq Griffin, right, from last year.
They also got Evan Ingram, too.
Evan Ingram, that's another big pickup on a 1-year deal. And it's just all about...
And they got Zay Jones as well.
Yeah, and Zay Jones was a really big... What do you mean? Zay Jones made some big-time plays.
So they've only gone and revamped their entire offense.
Derek Carr got him that contract.
They go and revamp their entire offense. Was he no for getting up on one leg? It was actually one calf. Made them flood the most. I mean, it was obvious their offense just was stagnant the entire season, and they went out and they solved that issue in about a week and a half. They solved that entire issue.
I trust Doug Peterson as much as anybody.
They go and they sign a top-notch corner that I don't know why you're hating on. That was a 1-2 punch tandem in Los Angeles not even 2-3 months ago. I don't know how you could hate on this team.
Let's not forget, just about 2-3 years ago, everyone was riding Trevor Lawrence to the max, saying he was Jesus coming into the NFL. As you know,
some people had him ranked as a higher college recruit than Andrew Luck.
Yeah,
which is insane.
And also to think about, why are you laughing? To think about, he did have a few bad games. That's not excusing him.
Sure.
They got Doug Peterson, who has Super Bowl head coaching potential, and we know he's been there and has the balls to call big plays in the Super Bowl. Let's also forget that division is getting way worse.
Yes.
So I'm not saying right now they're just gonna go from last to first, but I think that they do have the potential, as you see, spoiling the Colts parade in Week 18. I think they could do that again. They could build some wins.
We know for next year.
They could build some wins.
I think there was a lot of moves that were the wrong move, and I don't believe they made any of the wrong moves in their free signs. I don't think they made any of the wrong moves. I think
they could have been better, but I do think that they got Trevor Lawrence the talent that he needs. They got him speed also.
Brandon Sheriff is he flew right under the radar, and people don't realize how much talented offensive all-pro lineman he truly is.
Brandon Sheriff.
Okay, I can't pronounce the name right. Okay.
All right, no, that's fine. Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Yes, they made the top 5 list.
Going on with number 2, Ma, you take this one.
I'll say that for the TikTok. So number 2, our signing is one man and one man only. Devontae Adams. As we all know, take that guy. 1-7 on the field, number 1 in your heart. Comes over from the Green Bay Packers, leaves Wisconsin, comes across the country to sunny Las Vegas, Nevada. Comes to play in the black What is it?
The Death Star.
The Death Star, right? Yeah, the black hole is the end zone, right? He comes to play, reunites with Fresno State quarterback Derek Carr, right?
And his best friend.
And his best friend bought a house on the same block as the guy already. You're gonna tell me that? You're gonna tell me that guy is in invested already?
Yeah.
All chips on the table. Hunter Renfro coming out of the slot. You have Darren Waller, who I met in person, by the way. Throwing that out there. You have Josh Jacobs, the mean machine himself.
You have any of the bag?
Huh?
Huh?
Yeah, I do, yeah. You have a tough defensive line with Chandler Jones and Max Crosby. Put this out there. Crystal ball prediction. Stephon Gilmore to the Raiders. Signed, still delivered. The Raiders are back, baby. Just win, baby. Al Davis said it himself. I'll tell you right now. Don't be surprised when the Raiders go back-to-back and actually win a playoff game this year. Derek Carr first. Don't be surprised because I said it right here 3 guys on mic. March 21st, 2022.
Listen.
What this means to this team with the new head coach and Josh McDaniels, a coach I am well affiliated with. Coach that I love and hold dear in my heart, an offensive mind, a brilliant mind. He knows what he is doing. He sat at the same table as Bill Belichick for multiple years. He ate from the same bowl as him. He drank from the same cup as him. The man knows what he's doing. Raiders fan, you should rejoice. You should drop to your knees and thank the Lord that the team is finally good again.
All right.
I really wish your dad was here.
The Raiders have been good again. I don't know why you're. Anyways, I agree with Maya. Unfortunately, I do agree with Maya. I think that this Raider team made the moves. Again, everyone was calling for it the first 2-3 days of free agency that they weren't making any moves. The division was getting better. But you still have the worst quarterback in that division. And again,
that's going to hurt.
I still think you have borderline the worst. I still think borderline, and hear me out on this. I think aside from Stephon Gilmore, which has yet to happen, if it does happen, I'll eat these words. But you still have borderline the worst defense in that division. I would still take the Broncos. I would still take the Chargers as of right now. And let's not forget the Chiefs for the past 2 to 3 years have turned it up when it matters. So I'm just gonna go off on a limb. I'm not gonna go off of paper. I'm gonna go off of what happened in the past. I'm looking at the Chiefs. Stop looking at me. I'm looking at the moves that the Chargers got. J.C. Jackson, who maybe even is better at this point than Stephon Gilmore. You look at but again, I do agree with you that the Raiders got 2 key players now at the most important position on defense. That's at the edge. They're going to be rushing the quarterbacks. That defensive line is going to be scary to look at. But I still think, unfortunately, they're the fourth worst team in that division. And that's just on paper. We have yet to see how things are going to play out. We have yet to see about the draft. I just think that right now, it doesn't do it for me. But you're...
Man, I think this has potential to be a top 5 offense. For sure.
Alright.
I love it, the firepower, but I feel the Achilles heel, do not get me wrong, is his O-line.
Oh.
I think Derek Carr can manage around it, obviously, with his best friends.
As he did in the past.
Top 3 tight end in the league. Hard running back. Hunter Renfro, probably the best slot receiver in the league right now. Honestly. I think it's top 5 offense, just they really do need help on this offensive line. And as for defense, they are hands down the worst in the division. I'm sorry. They're hands down the worst. Someone tried to tell me the Broncos defense was worse than the Raiders.
He's going to try
That had to be a joke, right?
What about the Chargers?
No, I'll give you the Chargers.
You won't give me the Broncos, though.
I won't give you the Broncos. Patrick Surtain's nice. Bradley Chubb's nice.
But
Bradley Chubb is nice when Von Miller's on the other side of him. What do you do? What do you do when Von Miller's out there?
He's been injured. Okay.
Oh,
He's been
okay.
injured.
What about when Von Miller was injured?
Name a single linebacker for the Broncos. Oh, I got his that. Oh, I got him.
Alex
Nah,
Singleton.
I was asking Aaron, bro.
Alright.
Stone cold you, bro.
I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm supposed to know Denver Broncos player.
Yeah, hey.
Randy Gregory.
Hey, you got
Randy Gregory. Let's not forget about that.
Hold on, alright? The Raiders, they signed Chandler Jones, right? They extended Max Crosby, don't get me wrong.
Yes.
Shout out to him.
98 mil for 99.
Congratulations, yes. But, Chandler Jones, how many sacks do you have week 1?
Like 4, 4.5.
4 or 5? How many sacks you end with? 7? Pathetic. Get out of here. Max Crosby.
I delivered it.
Max Crosby, too, right? At 5 sacks, I believe, through week 8. How many he end with?
He had the most pressures, though.
You tell me.
He had more pressures, yes. How's his run defense? I don't know, man. I don't think that's going to work against Javonte. I don't think that's going to work against Austin Eckler. I don't think that's going to work against CEH. Jerick McKinnon. Who's guarding Juju Smith-Schuster? Just to see him to do a little TikTok dance.
Not the TikTok with Jackson. How we not mention that? The TikTok swing.
Please don't. No one wants to hear about that. Please. But yes, I do think the Raiders, I don't see them ending last.
I don't see them either.
I don't know if
I
I see him letting that.
don't see you as ending last in that division as anything to be ashamed of.
But as much as I say that, I think it will happen.
They can listen.
God,
The Raiders
you guys
can
have-
listen. The Raiders can end up last and still be in the playoffs.
The Raiders keep
That is very possible. I think all
don't
four
be
teams can
don't
go.
be surprised when the Raiders are second in the division. Don't be surprised.
Listen. This
Listen,
is
don't
gonna
be surprised.
Being from last to second, the margin for error is so tight.
Okay.
They can easily finish first in this division. It's
Listen,
very close.
This is gonna hurt his feelings.
They were one catch away from beating the freaking Bengals.
They were one errant
They marched
interception away.
all the way down.
One errant
They marched
interception away from
all
Derek
the
Carr.
way down.
Who threw the interception?
They were also one timeout away,
He also wasn't
possibly missing the playoffs.
He also wasn't.
All right.
He also wasn't throwing to Devontae.
No, listen. This is gonna hurt Will's feelings. But the two teams it comes down to being last is the Raiders and Broncos.
How's that hurting my feelings? I'm a
You're
Chargers
Russell
fan.
Wilson fan.
Because you're riding Russell Wilson.
You're right, Russell
I
Wilson.
love Russell
Whether
Wilson.
you're Justin Herbert.
Yeah. One. Moving on here to number 1. This quarterback comes over, leaves the state of Texas, signs a fully guaranteed 5-year deal. Comes to Believeland, Ohio, joins Amari Cooper, joins 2 top-notch running backs who respectively could be 2 starting running backs on 2 separate teams.
Mhm.
He joins a dominant defense that truly has only ever needed a competent offensive quarterback, has truly ever needed time to rest on the benches after they go out after interception after turnover from Baker Mayfield. Now Baker Mayfield, you're not a second choice. Well, sorry, bud, you're a backup now. That is it. People are gonna trade for you only if they throw in a pick. I don't know if you guys read that
I heard
article.
about that, yeah.
You should be embarrassed of yourself. You got tackled outside of your university by the police on camera. It was embarrassing. I don't know what's more embarrassing, that moment or this moment right now. I truly don't know, Baker Mayfield. You tell me.
Weren't you riding Baker Mayfield like a year ago?
You were a big
Never happened. Never happened in my life. I love this signing for the Browns. I think hey, it's no secret. The Browns. We've all seen the jersey of the guy that has like 18 last names on the jersey, right? Well, here goes 19. Add another one, right? I think this one's gonna stick. Okay. Baker Mayfield said this about four and a half years ago. If anybody's gonna fix the Browns organization, it's gonna be me. Almost, bud. Almost.
Technically, he did.
And he did win a playoff game. Deshaun Watson to the Browns in a division where Pittsburgh just completely fell off the face of this earth. Granted, yes, you're still going to have to compete against the Bengals. Yes, the Ravens are still going to be there.
Mhm.
But I love it for the Browns here. I love it for the Browns here. I think the Browns just jumped up to Super Bowl contenders like that.
I agree with you. I think Super Bowl contenders isn't a reach at all. Looking at this team, look at last year. You really had to rely on Baker Mayfield not messing up too much. As you saw in Week 1 against the Chiefs in Arrowhead. This offense was rolling. That team was playing great. They were about to win that game. And then who messed it up? Baker Mayfield. And I agree. He did play pretty good that game. But just at the end, you kind of had to rely on your quarterback just not messing up. Now, it's going to be completely different. You have Amari Cooper, who's a reliable number 1. And as we know, certain times he does kind of quit on his team, as others would say in that organization. But we never know. He gets moved away from the Cowboys, goes to a new organization. We never know what's going to happen with him. I still think he's a top 15 receiver in this NFL.
Oh, yeah.
And then you look at Deshaun, one of the most talented quarterbacks, in my opinion, a top 5 quarterback when it comes to talent. And I think about it, a lot of conversation was going on about Baker, about Deshaun, and how the Browns are unloyal to Baker. Listen, Baker, I think he's going to be remembered in this Browns organization by the Browns fans for a long time. He did something that hasn't been done in years, win a playoff game, and he was kind of electric, always bringing in the headlines. He kind of made your team, I don't want to say, but relevant in it. And I think if you're the Browns, you don't pass up on opportunity from being better than what you were to being great. So again, I do think that the Browns were grateful for what he did and for what happened in the past 2 to 3 years. But you kind of have to take the opportunity and look. Deshaun Watson isn't a player who's going to be on the market as often as we think.
No.
We got to go out and make a move now. And as you know, his first option wasn't the Browns. He said that he wasn't going to go to them. Looked at New Orleans. Looked at Atlanta. He came back Carolina, and he came back to Cleveland. So I think that this is a move that they couldn't really wait on. They couldn't pass on it, and I love this pickup. Go ahead.
Yes, this trade for the Browns is going to go down in history. Mark my words.
Oh,
But
clickbait that one right there.
for Baker Mayfield, it's just it sucks. You know, I mean, you had to cheer for the guy because of the passion and the heart he had for the game.
Yeah,
But
and all
sadly,
the
it's
all the
just-
criticism he faced.
All the criticism, but it just sadly the talent wasn't there. And yes, I do cut a little bit of the slack for him because of his injuries. I would give him
Yeah,
that lingered.
yeah.
Almost through all his
rotator cuff too.
all his time there in Cleveland. But yes, Deshaun Watson, Amari Cujo as your number one. They're thinking about re-signing Jarvis Landry and Clowney. You get two guys who are very underrated in my opinion.
They still have Donovan People-Jones as well.
Exactly. Thank you. I was gonna bring him up. Him and Rashard Higgins. Those guys in the playoffs. I mean, they go berserk. And towards the end of the season,
and they're going to get elevated this year by Deshaun Watson.
Exactly, by a more talented quarterback.
Yes.
And we're also forgetting the running back tandem in Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb.
Chubb.
I mean, everyone knows that's how they want to be you. But now you get Deshaun Watson,
Who could also run the
dual
ball
threat,
as well. Yeah.
big arm quarterback. I mean, we all saw the stats he put up his last year in Houston, the last full year with that absolutely dumpster fire organization and offense. It was insane, unreal. He kept it close with a lot of good teams, and I expect a lot more this time. Except he comes out on top.
I agree. Yeah. I'm not a betting man, but I am a betting man.
Yeah.
I'm not a betting man.
$100 on the Browns doesn't sound too bad right about now to win the Super Bowl.
To win the Super Bowl?
To win the Super Bowl, man. I'll tell you that right now. That's a headline I wouldn't be surprised to see in February.
You put your money where your mouth is.
I
would not bet on anyone.
I will not judge you.
I just might have to.
I will not judge you.
So let us know down below in the comments. First off, thank you for those of you who made it this far. Let us know down below in the comments, what's your big free agency signings were that you agreed with, or let us know your thoughts on our top 5 list. You know what I mean? Surprising. Not all you guys might not like the Jaguars being at number 3 there. However, when you go out and you spend that much money and you truly change and revamp an offense, we believe that all 5 of teams and players that we mentioned on this list deserve to be there for a specific reason, guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe down below, guys. Thank you.